Hello, everybody, and welcome to BreakAway, branding yourself in the Malaysian learning industry. This is class number 5, and tonight we'll be talking about improving your visibility. After I created the slide deck many moons ago, I wrote an article, and apparently people have started quoting that article. Part of that article says, make yourself stalkable. So if you remember that, it's actually part of the ebook, the BreakAway ebook, which by the way is still in editing form. That's why it doesn't have a pretty cover and stuff like that. But coming soon. It's not perfect. I need to edit it down to something a bit more manageable because 86 pages is a lot. And we have actually quite a few people joining in this class who helped me edit it or helped me give me feedback on it. I have not taken that into action yet, but I will. I certainly will. So tonight we'll be talking about how do you make yourself seen. In the first few classes, we talked about our visual presence, our verbal presence. So tonight, how do we leverage off of that? We have enough bahan already. We have enough material. Now, what do we do with it? Well, as often, I start the class with a question. Okay, so what do you do? The first one is you have to decide. You have to make this decision. Do you brand yourself or do you brand your company? When I first started out, I actually branded my company because the original intention was to be able to build as much programs as possible and then have those programs be marketed as NSYNC learning programs. So very early on, I really wanted the branding to be my company. Why? Because I was a shy little boy. And what happened was I noticed that as time moved along, people actually didn't refer to my company name. They knew that I was attached to it, but they didn't use the name of the company. So what happened was sooner or later, my name became more famous than the company itself. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't use the word famous, not famous, just known. People knew the name. And the benefit I had is that there is no other trainer that a lot of my friends know with my name. So my question, can you name another trainer named Nazrin? Anyone?
No.
Okay, so up until the time, maybe give me a couple of years. So far, there is no one out there. It's not that rare name, but it's easy and has contributed to being able to market myself easily. Because I've gotten feedback, people saying that, oh Nazrin, people know you. They go, how's that possible? Rupa-rupanya, one of the reasons is because the name is easy to remember. So I've leveraged off of that. I bought a website address. It is now nazrin.com. And it is now easier for me to market myself. So you have to make that choice. My choice when I first started was my company, branded my company. But now I've decided to brand myself. However, there are pros and cons. There are things that you need to be aware of. If you brand yourself, then you have to be on your best behavior at all times, at all times. Which is why some people prefer to brand their company. They don't want to put themselves up front. But if you brand your company, then anybody who is in association with your company is also under equal scrutiny. All right. So if you produce facilitators, they will look at your facilitators and they will be a reflection of you. So this is something that you need to decide on. So if I were to ask you this question right now, give me in the chat, which would you prefer to highlight in your branding, you or your company? Tell me in the chat now. Okay, Z self, me, moi, self, me, the company. Aha, okay. Tatano says company, not yourself. Okay, there's no right or wrong to this. It's a question you have to ask yourself. It's something you have to do, and you have to decide. Once you decide, you bear the risk of those of that decision lah. That's number one. Okay. Memang scary. But you decide, so you do lah. Number two, how are you different from others? So I'm going to ask you to think about this for a while. Okay, I'll give you about 30 seconds to think. Start typing in the, no, why type? There's only 7 of us here. I'm going to go around the room and I'm going to ask you the question, how are you different from others? Okay, so if we go by who's in the room, is anybody hidden? No, everybody's here. So we have Gina, Diana, Anita, Sabrine, Z, Dr. Anwar, and Mel. Volunteer or voluntold, who'd like to go first? How are you different from others? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No volunteers. So Gina, thank you for volunteering first. You're muted, you know.
This is difficult. I think my differentiator is I'm a soft trainer that has got an IT background.
Oh, that's good. That's interesting. That's something that you can tell a story around.
Yeah.
That's something you can tell a story around. I am a soft skills trainer with an IT background. So, and here, if we ask the question, so what? So everybody, please help her build something. She's a soft skills trainer with an IT background. So what? And it's not a rude so what? It's like, so what? Somebody help her out. She's a soft skills trainer with an IT background. What if you were in her position, what would you be able to say? I bring the
human side to technology.
Well, it's actually the other way around. She's a
With
soft
the other
skills
side.
trainer with an IT background. She no longer does IT.
I bring technology to the actually turn it around.
Okay.
Help your team become savvy in
Technology.
no in the knowledge that
in-
they're supposed to acquire because she's doing soft skills ma.
Yeah, but with an IT background. So
But
what
with the
is,
IT background, so have to.
how would you
the
leverage off of that?
It can be critical. IT critical, maybe.
Complete your sentence.
Everyone
Go
keeps
ahead.
quiet. Okay. No, I mean, perhaps she can be analytical. So she has got some skills there. So when she conducts a program, she'll be more. She'll be able to analyze, the participants' needs. I'm making that up, trying to make that.
It goes down to the bits and bytes.
But maybe. Nazreen keeps quiet. He doesn't know what to
Yeah.
No, Sabrine turned on the microphone, so I'm waiting for her to say something.
Yeah, I think maybe Gina can maximize on the use of technology and her skills in IT to deliver, like different and unique programs using like technology and using her knowledge in IT. Because now like gamification or like basically all the new kind of the new style of training is it depends on technology. So I think she can maximize on what she knows about that.
Yeah, agree with that.
Nice. Anyone want to try?
Maybe she can say that Gina is one person who can combine the best of both worlds, technology and the human side or soft skills. I don't know, but like what Sabrine says, she's able to marry both of the,
Can I try?
Okay, please.
I want to try. I would not emphasize the IT skill. I would say Gina has worked in X number of years in the IT industry, and she knows how to communicate with the IT people, tech people. She knows how to do planning in the IT industry. I will take that angle. It's like I'm an engineer. I know how to manage engineers because I have all the skills to manage engineers. Basically, it's that.
Would that make her very niche then? That's
yeah, in a way, yeah. In the beginning, probably yes.
Yep. That'll be good. Well, your identity statements make you niche, all of you.
Yeah. So now you know why I'm struggling with my identity statement. Every week I'm changing it.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Just make sure you don't keep changing it with the same client, lah. Yeah, I was thinking something like I bring the structure and certainty from technology into my soft skills classes, giving you a step-by-step method of being able to communicate and lead other people. I don't know. I just made that up. What do you think? So what is the characteristics of IT?
In fact, I just got this epiphany this morning after how many years? And I was because I was thinking and thinking about my identity statement, which I'm still so fuzzy about. I think my IT background allows me to see things as processes,
Yes.
right? Communication is a process, problem solving is a process, negotiation is a process,
Yeah.
So, that's why I thought I should, because you asked me a question, that's why I'm struggling. You asked me that question, right? When I submitted my assignment one, right? So I think somewhere in there I have to write about processes. What do you think?
Agreed. Agreed. So this is why I targeted you first, because you wanted to work that out and get feedback from everyone else. Right. Thank you very much,
All right,
Gina.
thank you so
Okay.
much, guys.
Who would like to volunteer next, or have Gina volunteer you?
I will go.
Okay, Dr. Noor, silakan.
Saves your Gina's
Gina was
time.
just getting shocked like that.
I will go along the same line that advice I gave to Gina, that I've worked so many years, say 25 years in the banking and financial sector. So, and I've worked with people in different industries and so on, as many jobs. So I'll bring all that working experience when I'm running a program, right? Not in a summary. So what I bring is the industry experience. I've done all that. Now I want to teach people how to do it. I led a team. Now I want to teach you how you can lead a team. I will take that approach.
That's good. So we have that. Are you already using that, Doctor? It sounds like you already you've been using that for a while.
Yes, that's why I tell people, yes, I've done it. Now I can teach you how to do it. That's the,
okay.
In summary, that how I will say it.
So that's your narrative. That's your story. That's what you what people hear from you.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you. Next
Thank
volunteer. Or Dr. Arnold volunteers you. All right. Looks
no
like
volunteer,
they want
then
you
I
to
think,
volunteer.
Okay, Mel then. Because she's next to on my screen.
Oh, on the screen.
Yeah.
How I'm different from others is I'm a trainer with a hospitality background. 25 years of hospitality, various brands, international hospitality, big hospitality chain. And I focus on branding and service culture. So whoever attends my session, they would because all businesses are basically for customers. We make business for customers. So we want to make sure those frontliners, they are customer-centric mindset. They want to take care of the guests and create that experiences so that we get repeat businesses and improve customer satisfaction. I mean, that's it lah.
Okay, that makes sense. Confident.
Okay, confident.
Confident. Because it was already a good story. It was a good delivery. And then you closed it like
lah.
All right. Thank you very much for that. So volunteer the next person.
Okay. We go to
Sabrine put her hand up.
Is it Diana? Oh,
Sabrine put her hand up.
I didn't see Sabrine. Okay.
Okay. So I have different things. Basically, which one to just consult you on that, and then I'll work on it. So the first one, my degree is engineering, basically electrical engineering, but I basically did nothing with it. I started working as HR right away. But this could be something good because I do know and understand the corporate needs because I've been working as an HR for 5 years with Petronas. And the second thing is the multicultural background because I did live in so many countries and had to kind of deal with many people from different backgrounds and cultures, and I myself are mixed Sudanese Italian, so I kind of have both, and I think the multicultural thing might be a good point here, or a difference. And the third one is that I've worked with young people and millennials a lot, so I know that I'm kind of good working with young people. I've done so many projects with them, and I've engaged with them really, really well. So I think I can handle both categories, like adults and young adults. So
Okay,
I would
well
like
done.
your feedback on what to use on that.
The first question is, when you say young
To
people,
differentiate myself.
when you say young people, are you talking like school
Young
children?
adults. No, no, no. It's young adults, like pre-university years, like maybe 16, 17, like 15 to 20, something like that.
Okay, like teenagers, teenagers
Probably, yeah,
to
yeah.
university students. Okay, all right.
Yes,
Anyone
yes.
anyone want to contribute to that? Because we have an IT person who teaches soft skills. We have a engineer who works HR. We have a mathematician who does hotel. So it's an engineer who does leadership. So what is going on? You have such unique backgrounds you can leverage. You can say we marry the best of both worlds. The logical and the emotional. We understand both. You have definitely have differentiators over me. I mean, I couldn't do that because my background and what I do is exactly the same. What I learn and what I do is exactly the same. So think about leveraging of all of that, guys.
Okay,
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 all right.
okay.
Next,
I'll give a
okay,
go.
Claire put her hand up. Oh no, she didn't. Okay, volunteer.
Sorry, I missed.
Okay.
The question is, how are you different? So let Anita do it and you see how she does it.
Oh, I am? Okay. Okay. I'm a consumer hotelier in the field of human resources who enjoys having conversations with up and coming
Is it me?
hoteliers.
It's not me, it's her, right? It's not my connection, right?
No, it's my connection.
Okay. So that was your identity statement. Give us, explain to us how are you different from other trainers.
Well, what I did was I actually combined two identity statements
Okay.
to make it different. Yeah, I pulled out because I wanted the word conversations and I wanted the word coaching.
Okay.
Am I breaking up?
No, you're good. You're good. My earpiece fell out. I wonder how the Avengers do it. They can fight everybody, but their earpiece never falls out. It's always they're like, Hulk, are you there? I don't know. Okay, thank you very much. Next volunteer.
Okay,
Yes,
I'll give it a go. Okay, all right. So I think my answer is a bit different. Number one, I've got a totally different educational background. I did my master's in molecular medicine, but somehow I land myself in language skills. Now this is because of passion, right? My father, right? My father, he was an English teacher himself. Then it somehow runs in the blood. The passion to teach the language, to see improvement in people, somehow that runs in the blood, and that becomes my passion, right? So since I was young, I was told of this and that about English, about grammar, about sentence structures. Now that happens in an informal settings, at home as my dad is talking to me. So what I realized here is that throughout the years, I developed an understanding towards the language to a point whereby when someone comes to me and tell me that I can't speak English, so when the person speaks English, I don't take a long time to actually realize or diagnose, or analyze what actually he needs to know, which areas does he need to focus on so that he can improve his English. So I would say that what makes me different here is that the ability to understand a person's needs when it comes to learning a language, which areas he need to focus on. And I guess this comes throughout my what my dad has been telling me and what I myself research on, and then I tried it out, the methods that my dad mentioned. Then I did some research and I tried to combine, and then I tested it out. So that's why my my identity statement is with tried, tested, and trusted methods. So that's how I came up with that identity statement.
Okay, you people are all scaring me lah. Your backgrounds and what you do is like two totally different things. I am jealous. So you are a molecular linguist.
No. I did my research in molecular medicine, and then I realized that, all right, this is good, but because I've got to work in Singapore, then I don't want it. Then I continued what I have been doing since the age of 22, which is teaching English. So now I'm 35, I carry on whatever that I have been doing in the background. So now I bring it to the front and I pursue wholeheartedly in this field.
That's what I said. You're a molecular linguist.
Yes, I analyze, look at into the molecular level of the language structure.
That would be cool. All right, thank you very much. So who's next?
Go. Is it supposed
Okay.
to come from story?
Yeah. Well, it's not a story. It's in so much as when you meet the
Okay.
client, how do you convince the
Simple.
client you are different from other trainers?
Try
Okay.
this.
Okay, you want some more time? We can
This is the
go to
real
Diana
me.
first.
It's okay.
Okay.
I do this. Yeah. So I am a dyslexic. I could only read and write at the age of 10 years old. But my strength
Wow.
is in creativity, and I just get really excited when I see games and toys to meet the needs of the clients. So I am now an expert in team coaching for more than 18 years. I help teams increase their productivity and performance by at least 20% by using the latest co-creation interventions to help them.
Wow, the numbers.
That's nice. Okay, you just gave me enough material to work with. Okay, who's next? Diana?
Okay. Let me just. I'm also getting confused on my identity sometimes.
That's
Okay.
okay. That's what the course is for. So even after the course, you still work through it, and you still have your friends to help you work through it.
Okay. All right. With my 35 years in the travel industry and the last 20 years as an active practicing guide and trainer, what I bring with me is being a guide and having been exposed to different communities of different cultures. It makes me very adaptable. And with that background, I am able to create compelling stories and also, how would I say, bring a site alive through my storytelling skills.
Okay. So did you formally learn storytelling, or it's purely from your life, from your experience as a tourist guide? And I know in the tourist guide certification, you also learn storytelling.
No, storytelling is actually not a part of the curriculum, but in my training, I actually created a system where I gave them pointers to guide them on how to be able to tell a story when they are at a site.
Okay, I suspect you can run a course for us as well. All right. Okay. You want to think about that?
Yeah.
You want to think about that because there's one. They say can. They say can.
Just say can.
Okay, can. Thank you.
And then everybody will ask. So when Diana says can, everybody asks how much. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much. So, Saiful, are you there? Are you able to speak? Okay, I think he gets disconnected quite a bit because of his connection. All right, so let's continue. So if you listen to what your friends have said, the one question you want to answer very clearly now is to know how you are different from others. Because yes, your identity statement, but now if you have the opportunity to brand yourself so people see part of you, which part do you want them to see? From what angle? There are 4 ways you can push your branding. Number 1 is from effectiveness. So if you listen to what CK said, she used numbers. Was it 30%, CK? Was there a number I heard? 30%?
20%. 20%.
20%. So effectiveness means you have proven numbers. You have proven that you can actually change organizations. You can help people, and here's the evidence. Okay. So if you have that, do that. I did not have that. When I left Accenture, I didn't have that at all. So I'm like, okay, what do I do? Second is methodology. If you have a certification in colored brain, neuro-linguistic programming, hypnosis, ICF coaching, whatever, then this is also one way you can differentiate yourself from others. If you have a very rare certification that nobody else has, okay, plus point. If you have if you have your certification, and because Malaysia is still very what's the word? Inferiority complex. Anything from America, anything from Europe, they will look up to. So if you have certifications from there, deal, menang. Especially if when you were working, your company sent you for a lot of certifications, right? You carry those along with you. So methodology is also one way you can push. You can say, I have a process. I have a step-by-step procedure. I know how to do this. I was trained how to do this, and I follow the international standard of this process. So as for me, I only had a couple of things. Number one was I had information mapping, which was the methodology I was certified in 2006, which helped me to become a knowledge manager. So I became a knowledge management consultant in 2006 for 2 years. But those were two very long years with Petronas. A lot of the work we did with them and teaching people how to write SOPs and stuff like that. When I was at Accenture, I was given a social style certification and a leadership conversation certification. So I had 3 now. And within Accenture, I got to use those quite a bit. I got to travel quite a bit because of those certifications, because in Malaysia, only 2 of us had that certification. So it got a lot of mileage lah. But when I left Accenture out in the open, nobody knew those certifications. Nobody heard of them. I had a Franklin Covey 5 choices certification, but it was a facilitator certification, usable only within Accenture. Once I leave Accenture, the contract, I have to give back everything. So I can't call myself a 5 choices facilitator anymore. So I was only able to leverage like 3. And the best part is nobody knew those 3. So I started out with that. Yep. The third one is what I really won at. Because I have no evidence of my effectiveness, because nobody knew my methodologies. So what Nazrin had to do, I had to become very, very flexible. I had to say yes to every request for customization. I had to be very fast to respond. I had to just do whatever they needed to survive. So when you talk to Nazrin, boleh tak? Nazrin will always say, yes, can. Let's talk about it. Let's discuss. Let's win-win. Let's try and get this job. Yeah, it was less about me and more about us getting the job. So out of these 3, I focus on the third because I couldn't do the first and second one. Last one is purpose. If you look at Simon Sinek, right? You don't actually see his PhD. You don't see his effectiveness consulting with companies. You don't see his methodology as much. What you do see when you listen to him is he has a very clear purpose, and people love him because of that. Yeah, the idea that when you listen, when you open his videos, you watch his YouTube, listen to him talk, there's a very clear idea that he knows what he's doing, and he's very people oriented. He champions people above profit. He talks about organizations that celebrate and protect their people versus companies that, what's the word I'm looking for? Exploit and disrespect their people. So each and every one of these is a choice. I have no evidence of effectiveness. I have no methodologies people know. I started off with no purpose. I now have a purpose. So I focus on 3 and 4. All right. So I'm going to ask you right now, if you could choose 1 or 2, which would you choose to brand you more? Tell me in the chat. If you could choose based on what you have. Okay, Z says flexibility. All right. Claire says flexibility. What is his purpose? Flexibility. Okay. Nobody going for 1 and 2? Hey, everybody going for 3 and 4. Okay, as you can probably tell, 1 and 2 are more logical, 3 and 4 more emotional, more people oriented versus the first two, they are more logistics oriented. Okay, 2 or 4, right? Maybe 2 or 4. Okay, again, there's no right or wrong answer. You have to decide how you want to approach it. So when I go to my clients, I build rapport very, very fast, and I give them the impression that I'm a very flexible person, and I'm a person with purpose. So my focus is 3 and 4. You decide what you want. Okay, questions before we can continue, please ask me now. If you have no questions, give me an N in the chat.
Okay, for effectiveness, I always
Mhm.
wonder, how do you all come up with 35%, 50%? How do you all come up with those numbers?
I don't come up with those numbers, so I have to ask Claire. Claire, how do you come up with those numbers?
Mine is the Pareto rule of 80-20, and because everything needs to be measured now. So I'm in the implementation, so I have to measure things.
Oh,
So
so
that's how I
you-
talk to my client. You need to be prepared. If you say something, they will ask you, can you explain more? Then you work it out now.
Okay, but how do you get the numbers? What
Pareto
gives
rule
you a
of
template
80-20.
calculation?
The thing is, it can be even 50%, 60%, 80%, 100%, you know,
Mhm.
but there is a minimum of at least 20%. Because I learned from BNI network, you need to put a percentage on it. You need to tell, not just say you increase performance by what, you know. So I worked it out, and Pareto rule, because I learned, is that 20% of your clients give you 80% of your business, or 20% of what you spend the time give you 80%. So I just came out with that, and I work
Okay, so
backwards,
you
and
base it on
works.
that lah.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that answer the question, Gina?
Yes,
Okay.
it does. Thanks. Yeah.
Also, like I said, the benefit of going for a certification with a big organization is a lot of these organizations, they do their own research. So the information mapping certification I have has lots of white papers, and I mentioned it before, that tell you how reading speed goes up with this methodology, errors go down, time wasting go down. For social styles, Tracom Group based in the States, they also have a lot of white papers. They compare against DISC, against emotional intelligence, against MBTI. So we have these as a result of being part of that. With DC, with directive communication under Arthur Karmazi, also there are people, the certified trainers, a lot of them are professors and you know, researchers. So they've also come up with a lot of written material. Arthur himself has published quite a lot in journals. So we have that, and that's I don't mind paying for the certification because I get access to all of this, and it's something I can show the client. Before this, I didn't have it. I had just flexibility and purpose. Now I can leverage of all of that. So Gina, to answer your question, if it's your own methodology, if you're own doing it, then you need to measure it yourself. You can do a pre and post. 3 months after, you get them to come back and measure, answer questions. Then you get the number from there lah. You can actually get them to do at the end of the before the course, get them to do a pre survey, repeat the question 3 months later, and then you measure, is there a change? Sorry,
They will have forgotten.
don't say
The number
will.
go down.
Gina, don't say will, because if you say
Okay.
will, that means what you've done is you have not created that sustainability. So
Okay.
check on them, create a WhatsApp group for 3 months, right? Every week you drop in an article, or you drop in a tip, or you drop in something to help maintain that sustainability in them using it.
Can I add something?
Yes.
I'm also a VLC facilitator under Nazreen. So I tell my clients, how can you increase 20% of your productivity? If you take 10 hours normally to do something, so after VLC, you learn this technique, this methodology, and you can at least minimize, you can at least be productive, at least 8 hours you can get it done instead of 10 hours, like that lah. But
Okay.
that is the minimum. It can be more. Some people can do it 50% productive, you see, but at least you know, you can definitely cut short. Example.
Okay.
Well, I have some numbers for BreakAway. I have some numbers, but they are anecdote numbers. So a lot of the BreakAway participants said that it used to take 2 days to create an outline, but after BreakAway, it takes less than a day. So is that like more than 50%, 60% drop in time? I don't know. But consistently, I've been getting that feedback. It's easier to build an outline after I attend Breakaway because now everything modular. I just copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, and it sits nicely. No editing needs to be done. So if you think of numbers like that, go and talk to your participants and then get some anecdotes. At least you have an informal number. Sorry, I cut off somebody. Who was that? Did I cut off somebody? Somebody was talking. Sorry. Okay.
I don't think so, Nazreen.
Okay. Because everybody was just quiet. So you decide how you want to brand yourself through what channel, your effectiveness, your methodology, flexibility, or purpose. Second one, what do you want people to see? Okay, so you have your colors, you have your logo. Now, first question is, who is your target audience? Is your target audience public? I did not do public until 2020. The first public I did was the facilitator certification, Gina. It was LEAP, but you came from Speed, right? So that was the first ever public course I've ever done. And the first ever public course I've ever done was actually a facilitator certification. bukannya apa kata you come for the knowledge, you actually come immediately to be certified in my methodology. So before that, before 2019, yeah, October 2019, before that, I never actually did public. It was only after the pandemic, during the pandemic, that I really got into public. VLC with Breakaway, with webinars and stuff like that. So you need to decide who is your target audience. Some trainers, freelance trainers, they never enter the market at all. They only sit in the public and they make their money there, and it's a lot of good money because they market themselves to the people. So who are these people? Like FB ads, who does FB ads? Seafood FB ads. They serve the people, they run big seminars, they run big events. They don't even need to enter industry. They get direct cash from participants, not even HRDF claimable, stuff like that. So if you're getting fed up HRDF, then maybe public is the way to go. Number two, operations people. Operations people, by definition, are the people who do the most basic, fundamental, not basic, but fundamental work with an organization. They are the frontline staff. They are the people right at the bottom. If they all decide not to come today, habis the whole company terbalik. They are the post laju riders. They are the people in the factories. They are the people on the floor. They are the bank tellers. So these are operations level. They're not management. They are operations. Then we have management or middle management. So these are the supervisors. These are the people further up in the organization. And then we have leadership. Leadership can be anywhere from CEO down about a couple of levels. That's what we consider leadership. The people who actually can make decisions. The people who do the work is the management. The people who make the decisions tend to be leadership. Of course, different companies, it gets a bit vague. So let me tell you a story. In 2015, I started doing operations because that's all training providers could give me. They couldn't sell me to the market as someone who trains at the C-suite level, because technically that's what I did within Accenture. I did a lot of leadership within Accenture, but because there's no visibility of that, I couldn't prove that. So we started with operations, and I did kilang-kilang, I remember Continental Tire, I did Panasonic a couple of times. All of the people right at the bottom. Stats Chip Pack, which was a chip maker, or superconductor maker. And that was fun. That was fun for a while because I got to meet and I got to hear real problems. I also did a rubber factory, something getah in Meru. Until one day, a participant said to me in Malay, he said, "Thank you very much, Nazrin. I really enjoyed the course. But when I go back, my supervisor will insist I use his way." Now, question, anybody experienced this before? Where you get pure confirmation that what you taught them will never be able to be used. Anyone get that slap before? No one? Okay. This happened 2 or 3 times where I said, okay, thank you for coming. Here's the skill set. I'm going to teach you how to do this. And they say, thank you very much. but I would not be able to apply this because my boss or my company is like this. So here's the thing with training in Malaysia. They send their people for training, but their people will come back. They send their people for training, but when the people go back into the organization, they come back to an environment that does not foster, does not allow them to change. Yeah, so they say, oh, you got a problem, let me send you for training. When they come back, they try and apply what they learned, tak boleh. They won't allow. So this is ridiculous because it's the culture that's creating it, and all you do is you send for training, claim from HRDM. I got fed up of it. I got really fed up of it. So I told my training providers, I started telling them, please, I don't want any more operations. Give me management or middle management and above. Why? Because they were the ones causing trouble. They were the ones who were not allowing my friends to apply. So I said, okay, I'm going to train them instead. Because why? Then they can cascade down to their people. I could have asked for leadership, but at the time I was of the opinion, no lah, leadership, they're already too set in their ways. Yeah, and if they're too set in their ways, might as well I focus on management, who will become the next leadership. So I said, give me leadership. And I started, give me management. So I started getting a lot more management from 2016, 2017, up until the point where I started becoming braver, and I started asking training providers, give me long-term programs. I want developmental programs. I don't want no more of this 2-day workshop hit and run. I call them hit and run because they want teach, they do teach, no more. I don't see them anymore. Don't know what happens to them. So I cannot be sure that they've actually grown or developed. I wanted developmental programs. So then I started getting developmental programs. Guys, have you noticed a trend? What's the trend? I've been telling you the story for about 7 minutes now. What's the trend? Have you noticed? Anyone notice anything?
You're moving upwards.
Okay, good.
Change.
Thank you. How did I move upwards?
The feedback from the people
Yes. And
using that feedback.
Referrals.
how?
I think Nazreen, you requested for it because
Word of
you,
mouth.
There you go.
you are ready.
Ask for it. Ask for it. Don't wait for them to give you. They don't know. So when I sit down with my training providers, I remember the first training provider I asked, it was called HRNet 1. Anybody know HRNet 1? It's a HR company. Sabine, and you know this one? Okay. So HRNet 1, I met these two guys. His name is Luhan and Chion. They were both there. And then what happened was, that was the first time. I remember that day I sat down and I said, yes, I do 2-day programs, but I really want, I'm telling you what I really want is I want to be able to do more long-term developmental programs. And then here's the best part. They go, eh, really? Oh, because we were looking at your profile, we were looking at your courses. These are all 2-day courses. So I thought you only do 2-day courses. And I go, alamak. I made a mistake with my profile. I made a mistake with my outlines. All my outlines are 2-day courses. So because I couldn't change the 2-day courses, every time I meet a training provider, I say, this is what I want, but this is also what I have. Okay, so then I got into the habit of asking for it. I met a training provider. So from then onwards, I started going up. I started working more with training providers that do leadership level training. And I'll name a few. Okay, number one is NBO leadership. The other one is the Melbourne Business School. And these two are amongst the list that I will give you by the end of this course, because you will be sending your profile and programs to them as well. They're waiting for you. They know you're coming. They know that every time Breakaway ends, they'll get a flurry of emails from you. And then they will decide, not my choice, but they will decide. So there are types of training providers in Malaysia that deal with operations. They do training for kilang-kilang. They sapu HRDC lah. Their survival depends on HRDC. And then there are other training providers that are more specialized, like TMI, NBO leadership. These are the ones that charge 15,000 a day, because they are, they operate at that level. and they take the budget of the client, not HRDC. So when I discovered that, I wanted to move up. So I started asking. And with Melbourne Business School, when I met the CEO, I said to him point blank, I'm going to do a good job for you because I have my own target to reach. And he says, what is that? I want to be able to do work for you in Australia. And he says, thank you for telling us. I'll keep that in mind. So we're planning to do something in Australia soon. Why? Because I told him I wanted it. I told him that it was something within my target. It's something I can do. So if you take anything away from this slide, ask for it. You don't ask for it, nobody will know. I should have asked for a long time ago, but I was scared. So I'm telling you right now, don't wait. Especially with the situation, the world is as it is, you can stand out by showing that not that you're greedy, but that you're ready. Okay, questions? Ask me now. All right, no questions? Let's move on. What is the first thing that comes to your audience's mind? You need to decide on this. For me, I tell you, focus on an image, burn it into their brains. Who is them? Your participants, your clients, the people who look your social media. Burn it often, berkali-kali, every day you do your best to just burn it into their brains. So my image, what I want to burn is, wow, so colorful, all colors come together. It looks like so much fun. And this is what I show people. I want people to see the participants, not see Nazrin. I'm there, you can see me there, but I want them to see that it's them enjoying the course, not me enjoying teaching. So if we do a people-oriented, other-oriented approach, then the clients can imagine themselves there. If all you do is take photos of yourself, then they cannot imagine themselves there. Okay, questions? All good? Okay, everyone's gone terribly quiet, so I don't know whether whether you're still there or not. But you guys are good?
Yep.
So now we come to social media, and the rest of the tonight is just me telling you stuff. So I'll need you to be able to work this out with me as well, right? Facebook and LinkedIn. I wish I had listened to my teacher a long time ago in 2011. 14 to 16 November 2011, my teacher said to me, Nazrin, clean up your LinkedIn. And I go, yeah, LinkedIn, what the hell is that? It's 2011, 10 years ago, I had no idea what it was. When I left Accenture, I cleaned it up, and almost immediately people started reaching out. I go, Alamak, I should have listened to him earlier. So now I love Facebook. I've tried LinkedIn a little bit. It's okay. I still love Facebook because I got friends there. So number one, whenever you have participants, you can actually ask them to give you recommendations. Okay, so recommendations on Facebook, endorsements on LinkedIn, and then if you have an FB page, they can actually review a review with a 5-star, 4-star, 3-star. Don't ask for 1 star, sudahlah. So if you, it's not just enough that they give you feedback forms, because usually the feedback forms goes to the training provider. Ask for it. When I left Accenture, I mailed out, and you know I keep meticulous records now. I mailed out to every participant who passed through the learning center and was under my care, 7 years worth. I actually have all of their email addresses, and I said, hello everyone, this is Nazrin. I hope you remember me when you passed through the learning center, Accenture Learning Center in Kuala Lumpur. I am leaving. So it was the traditional, I'm leaving Accenture email sent out to everyone. But in my email, I said, if I've ever positively impacted you, I would like to ask for a favor. Here is my LinkedIn account. Would you please leave me an endorsement or a recommendation? And guess what? Within 5 to 10 days, I got like many endorsements. If you go to my LinkedIn profile, you'll see that quite a lot of them are from Accenture. And that's what got the ball rolling. That's what got people interested to know me, because of my friends from Accenture who gave me that, and then started there lah. Number two, jangan kemut, jangan kedekut. You give recommendations and you give reviews to others. If they don't give to you, don't care. You give out. Okay, but of course, don't lie. Give recommendations, but don't lie. Number 3, you can actually request that participants follow or connect with your profile or company page unless the training provider explicitly says no, or the client explicitly says no. Out of 90%, 100% of me doing this over the last 6 years, only a few clients, training providers said no, but everyone else said can, no problem. Because what am I going to do? They can find me on Facebook anyway, so might as well. Number 3, post thought leadership status updates and articles related to your field. Gina has started writing a lot about leadership recently. So you want to follow her on LinkedIn, read the articles she posts, comment, and then like lah for her so that she knows that people are reading. And the articles should not be about demonstrating your value, how fantastic you are. It should be about solving a problem, showing people what to do, how to do, give them solutions. So this is not like a feature article in National Geographic, not a description article. It's an actual, not teaching article, but it's a help article. Okay, if your problem is this, then do this. Always helpful, always easy to understand, and immediately applicable. They don't have to process or think too much. Now, this is the point where some participants in BreakAway say, alamak, so difficult, I tak pandai tulis. Good, because if you say that, then I will still win, because people will read my writing, not yours. So let me challenge you by saying, what the hell, Nazrin, why, how dare you say that to me? I'm going to start posting thought leadership articles from tomorrow just because you did that to me. So please do. Okay, guys? If you want to stand out, you need to make yourself stand out. You need to show people. I'm not asking for a 500-word article. A 100-word article is okay. 50 pun boleh lah. Okay. So the idea is, what's the word? You need to make yourself stalkable. Make yourself easy to find, easy to see. All right. And last but not least is include the links to your pages in your introductory materials, your name cards, your website outlines, wherever there's a touch point with a participant or a client, make sure that they can find you. Okay, questions, ask me now.
Nazrin, like
Yes.
for me, my Facebook currently it's private lah, because obviously I'm still currently working and all that, but I'm a bit more active in LinkedIn lah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if I don't, should I then create an, when I embark or go into what I want to do, should I get a new FB page under, or maybe under company, or is it personal? What do you recommend?
Okay, so first off, who are you branding? Your company or you?
I think I'll brand the company.
Because?
Because I would always have to be on my best behavior, as you say.
Well, here's the thing, right? Okay, who's friends on me with me on Facebook? Who's friends with me on Facebook? Everyone here, right? Have you noticed what I post? Have you noticed what I post?
A lot.
The things that I post keep away certain kinds of clients, I'm telling you. There are clients who don't like what I post, and that's fine by me. But there are clients who follow me, they love what I do, and that's the one I want to attract. So remember, at the first class I said, you sell yourself to people who are like you and people who like you. Yeah, you cannot market to every, well, if you're poor and you need the money, okay, I agree, because I was there as well. But if you brand yourself well, you create a following, there will be people who follow you who are HR managers, training managers, who have to respond to their boss saying, hey, find somebody different lah. Find something different lah. So I'm gonna let you in on a secret right now. I was contacted by a training provider yesterday, and we had a long chat. And she has a client who says, I don't want a typical Malaysian trainer. And I go, ooh, what is that?
What's that?
I said, ooh, what is that? What is a typical Malaysian trainer?
Yes.
Okay, so apparently there's a few things I like to hear like when this training provider said. Number one, this client is willing to pay. I like that. I like hearing that. Number two, the client is willing to go to do things that are out of the box. Yeah, wear t-shirt and jeans, no chairs, no tables, just beanbags. I like that. And when I worked out the costing of what the client asked to pitch, kan, I actually costed it at about 30K. 30K for a 4-day program. 30K. Okay. And then you know what, she took a long look. I don't panic now. She took a long look at the number and she says, this price, it should be 64K.
Oh,
And I go, what? Are you kidding me? He says, yeah. This is too cheap. And I go, what the hell? Okay. So we had an even longer conversation, and I'm putting together a proposal. Apparently, he already likes the first pitch I did. It wasn't a pitch. I sent over a document because he doesn't like to meet people. He doesn't like to meet people. He wants to know that the trainer is good before. So he likes the document I sent out, and I might be getting 8 session, which is a 4 half-day program, which is worth 64K.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay. Now you pray for me. You pray for me. That's one thing. What I'm saying is that there are clients out there that will like you. They're not all from going through HRDC.
Yep.
Okay. Because if you depend too much on that, the graduation recently, the 5th VLC graduation, we had one of our VLCs ask, how do I market myself if I don't have a degree? Apparently this guy doesn't have a degree. I don't have a degree. How do I market myself? How do I make myself known? And Rizal, our VIP guest answer was very simple. I mean, if people like you, if people know what you do, they will pay
They'll find a way.
nonetheless. Yeah, they'll
Yep.
find a way. Okay. And to a certain point, we've proven that the VLC certification is not backed by any university, any organization, any government, anywhere. It is recognized by only my body. Which body? My body. My body is the only body that recognizes it. And yet we have 400 VLCs from 20 countries globally, which attest that, hey, this thing works. You can go to a public audience, right? So if you're dependent on HRDF, you're going to be dependent for life. I want you to break out of that mindset, because I was in that mindset once. Oh, HRDF, right? It's not impossible. And now, because of virtual, you can do clients everywhere. I don't know if I told you this last week or this week. Right? I'm doing a 3-day course with Brunei right now. The Civil Service Institute. Speed is actually speed, Gina. It's speed. It's a 3-day speed program. Yeah. You're wondering why speed is 3 days, huh? Whereas I taught you 2 days, right? Yeah. You know why? Because listen to the timing. Their class is 8:30 to 11:30, 2 to 4.
Okay.
If-
I've done business in Brunei before, so I'm not
Right.
surprised.
Okay. So a 2-day class here gets stretched to 3 days over there. Guess what? I get paid for 3 days anyway, so I'm not complaining.
Nice.
But it actually allows me to spread out a lot more activities. We do a lot more activities there. Okay. So Brunei does not have HRDF. And now you can actually sell virtual courses to them. Guys, it's a whole new world. It's a whole new world. All right. So make sure that people see you. Facebook, LinkedIn, Clubhouse, a lunch club, what the heck, whatever. just put yourself out there. Okay. One way to do it is to get people to read you and watch you. If you're the kind of person who cannot do videos, write. If you're the kind of person who cannot write, do videos. Well, you don't have an excuse. And here's the best part. You don't have to do fancy videos, editing, and all of that stuff. With the advent of TikTok, with the advent of Instagram stories, all you need is a raw video talking to the camera. That's it. People love it. In fact, the videos that are best edited, like fantastic graphic, people don't watch. They want to see the real you. Okay. Questions? Or we move on?
Nazreen?
All right. Yes.
Yeah, for the certification, you said that it was only recognized basically by you, and then you like the VLC thing went viral
Yeah,
basically
yeah, my
during
body,
the
yes,
2020. So
yes.
yeah, your body. So is there
But
any like kind of
but Arthur has endorsed it. The GATF has endorsed it now.
oh okay. But when you started, I mean like for example, your first batch
Mhm.
who were certified as VLC facilitators, then was it like recognized by something else, or
No,
it
by
was
me.
only you?
Claire is
I,
sitting right here.
so
She's the
it's
first batch.
So
okay. So it's okay basically to if I'm experiencing something, then I can make my own certification without any complications or any
Okay,
procedures or
there's only one complication.
hmm
You are responsible for whatever you produce.
hmm
Okay, you are responsible for whatever you produce. So if you train people and they turn out to be not good, it's your responsibility to bear responsibility for that lah. Every
okay.
VLC I train and every VLC that Claire trains, if they turn out to be not good, it's not her fault. It's my fault.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
It's
So
because of the awareness level and the the three levels of trainings that you talked about before, the
yes, yes.
awareness, certification, the
Yep. Skill.
what was the third one? Yeah, the skill one.
Yep.
So if now
VLC
I
is
don't have
skill.
a certification one, and for me it's an advanced level, I guess.
Okay. So it's something you put together. For example, we are certified in DCI, right? We're certified in
Yes.
directive communication. So Arthur put together a certification and he found a body, the AIOBP, the American International
Yes.
Organization of Business Psychologists, to back it up.
Yes.
Yep. So you can actually find an institution to do that. There are quite a few. There's City College Malaysia, I think. Anybody correct me if I'm wrong. There's quite a few colleges and universities who are happy to take you on and then park your certification under them. One of our friends, Rosihan Jora Barudin, he runs a program called the CVLF, Certified
Mm-hmm.
Virtual Learning Facilitator. And it's certified, it's backed by DRB HiCom University. So
Okay.
Ken, you have the subject matter expertise, you approach a university, DRB HiCom has one of them. One of our friends, Davidson, actually got the virtual learncaster to be backed by Monash University in Malaysia.
Okay.
So if you come for my certification, nobody supports you. You go for his VLC certification, Monash University gives you a certificate. You actually get two certificates, one from the VLC, one from Monash.
Okay. Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
the
Thank
question
you
is
very much.
why doesn't Nazreen do this? Well, I wanted to. I approached a couple of universities, a couple of institutions, only for them to tell me that, okay, for every participant, we take this much charge. And I go, wait a minute,
Oh.
that means I have to increase the price. And if I increase the price, I make it inaccessible to the people who need this. So I decided, tak payahlah, no need lah. I will not need it. Because people are coming to the VLC not for the certificate, they're coming for the knowledge, coming to the experience. We want to help them earn again. And as you can see, right, so there's the purpose there. I used to
Yes.
work
Yes.
under flexibility, now there's purpose. People flock to the VLC because they see there's a purpose behind it. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So if you can build a certification with a very strong purpose behind it, people will come. They will come to you.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Can I
Yeah.
just add that,
Getting ideas yet? Getting ideas yet?
Lots of them.
Nazreen,
Okay,
Nazreen,
good.
can I add
Yes.
something to that?
Yes, please.
Just to support what Sabrine asked, actually, when you go for certification by, let's say, a university to endorse your certificate, you have to pay them a honorarium, right? So it could be up to 30%. So meaning
I
if
don't know
you
about
charge 1,000
honorarium. I don't know if that's the word they
for
use,
the
but yes, you
yeah,
have to
you
pay them something.
for use of their name. So when you use your
Mhm.
certificate, you put like say City University or something,
Yeah.
and you pay up to 30%, even more, depending on how popular you are or well known you are. So if you charge 1,000 ringgit, say 300 ringgit go for the certificate, and 700 comes to you. It works like that. Yeah.
Yep. So the VLC is only 600 ringgit.
Yep.
Okay, thank you for that. Any more questions, comments?
So
All
Nazreen,
right. Yes.
sorry, when you say purpose, is it the purpose to ourselves or the purpose for the clients?
Purpose for the clients. So Simon Sinek says that there's the golden circle. Why do people buy Apple? They don't buy what Apple does. They buy why Apple does it.
Why
So they
does
see
it?
that Apple has a purpose. So why do people love Manchester United? Not because they are a fantastic football team, but because of the strength of that purpose. They feel connected to Manchester United. And I'm pissing off some people in the group right now.
Yes, you are. Yes, Gina, Liverpool. You'll never walk alone. That's our purpose.
Yalah. So purpose, okay, so the word purpose actually means why are you doing it? If the organization, the company, your company has a strong purpose, people will want to flock to it. And I spoke to a few clients like this. For example, Kianju Canning Factory. Anybody heard of this? KJCF.
Yes,
Mhm.
in Penang.
Kianju Canning Factory. If you were a graduate, do you want to work for Petronas or Kianju Canning Factory?
Petronas.
Petronas people.
You're
say.
an engineer, you're a graduate, you want to go Petronas or Kianju Canning Factory?
Petronas.
Petronas.
Why? Why not Kianju Canning Factory? Hey, they can quite a lot of famous products now.
Yes.
Yeah. So why not Kianju Canning Factory? Tak glamour lah. Nanti bila balik raya orang tanya kerja mana? Kianju Canning Factory.
To China, nama China lah.
Nama Cina. Hey, they're quite professional, okay. Yeah, this fact, nama saja Kianju Canning Factory, but they're quite professional. They're quite. I think the new younger generation has done much better. So here's the thing: people are attracted to now younger graduates. They're attracted to organizations that have purpose. If I
Yes,
know this
correct.
organization has a very large carbon footprint, I don't want to work there. If I know that this company doesn't recycle their paper, I'm not going to work there. It sounds
That's true.
weird to us old people, but it makes perfect sense for them. When did I realize this? I was doing a course for ABS, Asian Banking School, and this was under my friend Luhan, one of the people you will be emailing your profile to. So I was no macam normal kan, and I'm going to scare a few of you though. As per normal, I was running speed problem solving program, Gina, and we were doing. I was getting them to write all of their brainstorming on the flip chart papers, tear off the flip chart paper, and then present to us. I almost got a perfect score from the feedback, but I did not. You know why? Can anybody guess?
Usage of flip chart papers.
Yes. Very good trainer, but waste paper.
People.
Use
And
whiteboard.
then, yes, Gina, now you remember when you came for the facilitator certification, what did I introduce? Gina, you there?
She's
What did I
mute.
introduce? Oh, she's on mute.
I
Okay.
was impressed because I'm also a reduced waste person. So I noticed the hotel doesn't have water.
Yes.
They don't use disposable glass. I mean paper cups and things like that. Yeah.
Well, it just so
And you also
happens,
have
and
the
I introduced you to him, right? So Razi is the
Yeah.
number 2 man at Unitan Hotel. He made those changes. He and
Very good.
we grew up together in school, and we were best friends when we were young. So that's why I chose the Hotel Unitan, because I knew it's not really fantastic rooms of food, but you would get the best service and you'd be impressed. So
Yeah,
no
and
bottled
you-
water.
Yeah. And you also introduced the mini whiteboard for us
Yes.
to do our assignments, exercises. Yeah.
After I got that scare from ABS, I went out to Mr. DIY. I found those whiteboards just big enough to fit into my prop bag, and then I tested it out on you guys. And guess what? I made a friend in Jianming, Dr. Jianming.
Yes, Dr.
Yeah.
Jianming, yes.
He is a
Yeah,
VLC
he's a zero waste.
facilitator.
Yeah.
He's a VLC facilitator because he asked me the question, why whiteboards? And I told him, we had a long conversation, and then he says, okay, I like this very much. So when we ran the VLC the first time, Claire, Jianming, they were part of the first VLC. And I asked him, why did you join? He says, because I believe in you. That is something that is an amazing feeling. You know, if someone tells you they believe in you, that's such an amazing feeling. Because why? Because of the whiteboards. I'm telling you right now. He joined the VLC certification because of the whiteboards. Claire, you don't believe it? Go ask him.
I believe.
So this is how purpose can help you sell. Sometimes we feel shy because selling means money, right? But if you believe in yourself, you believe in your purpose, then you just let that purpose shine through. And either you believe in economics or you believe in God. Whatever good you give out to the world, you will get back. Okay? Okay, so this is a bit of a weird branding course. It's a spiritual branding course of somewhat, but I try not to be too calculative about it. I believe in what Dr. Stephen Covey says in that the more you give, the more you get. Okay, don't calculate what you can get. Just and don't calculate what you can give. Just give saja. All right. Okay. Cool. So how do we do this? Well, Facebook. Number one is make sure you have your best photo, your favorite photo that shows off the best parts of you. And this is my favorite photo I put in the cover of my personal Facebook. It is the first and last time, unfortunately, the first and last time I spoke in front of 5,000 people. I would have loved for it to be 5,000 professionals, but it was 5,000 students at University Malaya. Okay lah, menang lah. I'll take that for now. My next target is to speak in front of 5,000 professionals. Almost got that in Cambodia. It was going to be a learning and performance forum. I was going to be on the panel, but then COVID hit. So all of that fell away. So choose photos that tell a story about you. Okay, questions on Facebook? Very simple.
Yeah,
It's just your profile. Yes.
I have. Okay, for those of us, like, you know, I'm doing the branding at the personal level, not at the company level.
Mhm.
I have my personal Facebook account, which I will put anything lah, you know,
Yep.
my kuching lah, my dinner lah, you know, whatever lah. But then I have the page, you know. I have a page that is more for public lah. You know, my
Yes.
personal account is only for friends, right? But I notice you don't.
Mm.
You don't have a page. It's like you know, you champo everything in lah, kan?
Yeah.
So what's the pros and cons of doing that? Yeah.
Well, the pro of having one is you don't have to manage a lot. Yeah. The cons of that is you don't know what people's opinions are of you. Okay. So why do I do this? Well, because number one, I was taught a long time ago that in whatever you do, you be of benefit to people. So if you read my postings, if they are funny, if they are interesting, whatever it is, I have a reason why I'm doing that. It might look like I post just for fun, but there's actually a reason behind that. I'm trying to send a message. I'm trying to educate. I'm trying to remind people of something. Okay. And have you noticed people are going crazy about my corner cutting tool? This thing right here.
Yep.
Yeah, people are going crazy.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be all about work.
The article
Doesn't have
that
to be
you
all
put
about work.
about your name.
Sorry.
I like the write-up that you put about your name, Mr. Mod.
Oh yeah, well, Beacon Hospital, Beacon Hospital, because we contacted Beacon Hospital about a mammogram once, and then they called us back to ask if we were interested, and I said no, turn me off totally lah. But also because apparently you can't do a mammogram if you've just taken your vaccination. It gives you a false reading or something like that. So I said, wait a minute, we called you a couple of weeks ago, and then you said, not you lah, but Beacon said you don't recommend. And he says, oh, I'm sorry, so I put down. That means they don't keep records. But after that, I got angry. I got really angry, and then I realized, no, it's not fair. I shouldn't be angry because I have not educated, I have not explained, so I cannot complain lah. So that's what I did. I wrote that.
Yeah. No, the one I meant was when they talk about your name, MOHD.
That's the one.
Right?
That's the one. It was Beacon Hospital.
Oh, Beacon
This
Hospital.
guy from
Okay.
Beacon Hospital called
Called you
and
and
said,
told
"Hello, can I speak to Mr. Mott?" And I go, "What? Is this call coming from Cambodia or something?" No, it's not. It's like down to KL, PJ lagi. So I was pissed. Then I realized, no, this is wrong, and I wrote it. So that's it. But
nice.
everything I do is okay. I'll tell you this, right? I post only a few hours after I draft because I give time to cool down. So I don't post tiba-tiba just like that. I go back and I edit. I want to make sure that there's no misunderstanding. People don't salah faham. Then I'll post. It's a habit I picked up when I was a journalist. Yeah, you write, you leave, go do something else, come back and you read again. Then you realize, what the heck is this? What the heck did I write? Make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, cool. So put your proudest moment up front in terms of what you want people to see. Facebook groups, okay? If you go to BreakAway, under tonight's class, you will find a list, an Excel spreadsheet of Facebook groups I recommend you join. This is where I post all of my VLC posters, my breakaway posters, and I don't know where you saw the breakaway posters. It will be consistently in these Facebook groups. Okay. So what do you do there? Well, I'm preaching this. I don't do this as much. I should be doing more of this. Don't just share your advertising. Share your thought leadership articles. Copy and paste in there. In fact, I've discovered that what I've been doing was wrong. I click share button. What you should do is you copy the whole text, paste it in the group rather than share. Because when you share, people know that, oh, dia kerja senang. But if you post in, it makes it look like you wrote for that group. So share your thought leadership articles. Number 2, share your current activities and achievements. So after the VLC graduation, I posted a follow-up article I summarized what happened in the event, and people started calling me, people started contacting me and asking, hey, alamak, I missed your graduation. Is there a course coming? I say, yes, it's coming up in tomorrow. And they say, oh, you're not enough time. When's the next one? I said, I'll keep you informed. So I have a list of prospects who are interested in the VLC. Every time the VLC comes, I post out to them. And those who couldn't make it last month, come in this month. Okay. Share discovered resources. If you find a website that's interesting, a website that's useful, share. And it's so sad. People say, well, thank you so much. This is really useful. You know why? Because people don't do it. That's why people react like that. If everybody shared, nobody would say thank you, because it's a norm. Yeah, it's not a norm that people go out of their way to share discovered resources. So you want to do it to stand out. You want people to see you. What's the word? Be of service to people. I think that's the best way to explain. Be of service to people. Tell your stories of success and learning. Don't tell your stories of success and failure. Somebody tell me the difference. Somebody tell me the difference.
What you got out of it.
Yes. So if you failed at something, let's just say you got angry at a client or something like that, then tell that story, but tell what you learned from it, how you recovered from it. Don't just complain, because it seems fantastic to you and your friends will back you up. Wah, Nita, you marah wana, memang kena, memang pada muka dia kena lah. But there are other people reading you and they see that's part of your personality. Okay. And I give people don't understand it. They say, yeah, but I only do that once. Betul. You meet your future mother-in-law or your future, I think most ladies, you meet your future mother-in-law the first time, and if you make a bad impression the first time, that might stick for the rest of your life. People read your Facebook posting one time, and they decide to not read anymore or unfriend or block you. They will not see the good sides of you. So make sure that every touch point that you share out there is a good touch point. Okay. Yeah. Liverpool. Ada lagi kat situ.
That was just now.
I know, but I just checked the chat.
Yeah, good. In your face.
Well, it's okay. Liverpool is okay. I mean, it's a part of the body that's inside a swimming pool. Okay. Introduce new products and services. So when you post, you can start sharing. Hey, I have a new idea or something. Anybody interested? Now, if you follow me on Facebook, you notice I have a particular process that I go through. Instead of saying I have a finished product, I say I have an idea for a new webinar. Hey, if I were to do this, anybody interested to attend or not? And then people start commenting, yes, 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 yes. And you have a ready, what's the word? Pool. And Claire, do you remember the first time I announced the VLC? That list of people who commented, yes, 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 were part of your cohort. And there was no logo, there was no poster. It was just a Facebook posting. If I were to run a course on how to teach you how to run your virtual classes, anybody interested or not? And then you get comments down there. If you start immediately with a logo and a poster, it looks very polished. It looks like you are ready to sell. But if you start with a question and then you ask people if they're interested, then you get a more honest response. Because people
And
tend to stay away from products.
honestly,
Yeah.
that time I was in depression, MCO 1.0.
Oh, dear.
I'm thinking, oh my God, what am I going to do? I'm going to die. Then you ask that question. That question triggered me. So that's why I connected with you.
Okay.
Powerful. Actually, it's true.
Well,
If you were just trying to sell something, I wouldn't understand. But then you
Yeah.
asked that powerful question. Thank you for changing my life.
Thank you for changing mine. So
So,
it's yes, go
sorry.
ahead.
So that means it's not really necessary. I know the earlier I think in lesson 2, we talk about branding ourselves, we talk about putting ourselves out there, but we also have come across as not perfect. It's that how to say like
Okay.
being
Down to earth.
Okay.
yeah, the authenticity.
Okay. So there's a couple of words here that's trending nowadays, but Young, we know this from many years
Authenticity.
ago, right? Authenticity, genuineness, and recently vulnerability. So vulnerability is like now they say, oh, leaders must show vulnerability, but it's not complaining. It's about sharing what you learn. And that comes up to the previous one. Now tell your success and your learning stories. So the idea here is that authenticity means that you are speaking to your audience as a human being from person to person. And if you read my Facebook, it's always like that. I'm speaking to my friends. I'm speaking to whoever is my Facebook friend is a friend. Right? Whoever is my Facebook friend is a friend. So they feel like they can talk to me personally. People who have never met me message me as if we have been friends for a very long time. Rupa-rupanya, this person has been stalking me, has been reading my articles, and feels like they know me already. So I have to come back and say, okay, introduce yourself to me. Tell me more about you. And that's one of the best ways, communication. People who teach communication know that the best way to build a rapport is to get people to tell you about themselves, and you just listen. And then suddenly you become a fantastic conversationalist. They say, wow, you are a very good communicator, padahal you diam saja. You're just listening to them talk. So this is also how you put yourself out there. But if you're a shy person, an introverted person, it might not work as well because you tend to ignore people. So you choose. If you don't want to be well known too much, you do use a page and you put a company logo and you write from there. As for me, I'm okay. I like. In fact, I made a conscious decision in 2017 to change my Facebook settings from friends only to public. So all my posts are public now. So it's a choice. It's a choice that you must make. Okay. Recommend and help connect friends. Now, if you see, if you've ever been tagged, okay, question, have you ever been tagged in a Facebook group somewhere when there was a request for training and they thought you were a perfect fit for it, so they tag you because they are your friend? Anybody pernah dapat tak? Who has experienced this? Somebody tags you on a job request. Ada? Okay. So don't worry about that. Do the other one instead. You recommend people, you help connect friends. So the more people you help, spiritually, God helps you, of course, but also economically and socially, they will remember that you helped them. And the next time there's an opportunity for them to recommend you, they will do so as well. So again, don't focus on what you will get. Just recommend, help, connect friends, which means you need to know what other people do. get in touch with your friends, find out, hey, what you do, because sometimes they don't market themselves well. So you help them, you share with them. Okay. Last one. Never complain. Don't talk politics. Don't talk sensitive things that can get you into trouble, because even though we say you market to people who are like you and people who like you, okay, you will start attracting really weird people. Facebook's algorithm will get you in touch with people who complain just like you. So if you complain about politics, you complain about stuff, then for some reason, they will start pulling people who are like you, and birds of a feather will flock together by algorithm. So I'm not saying don't complain about the government. No, that's not what I meant. What I meant is when you do that, Facebook will cluster you guys together. And then when people see, people will see other people commenting, and if those people have a bad reputation, so will you. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm not pro-government or anything. I'm not saying that you cannot express yourself on Facebook. Just understand that this is what the algorithm does. And also, you notice if you what's the word, complain, kan? You start seeing people who complain only. Have you noticed that? When you start
Yes.
complaining about something, then you see the friends who complain about the same thing as well. So because, and the best part is, in the last few years, I have not come across a friend who complains. Then I understood why, because Facebook were only showing me the positive people. Okay, what he says, great advice. What is that? What are you talking about?
Recommend and help connect friends, I think, because you said that,
Okay.
you like that.
All right. So yes. Focus on what you give, not what you get. So into Facebook groups. Now, for LinkedIn, similar also, but LinkedIn does not have as many people on it as Facebook does. However, I'm on LinkedIn because of two people only, because of my teacher Rizal, and because of somebody else who is my teacher, but I'm not his student. His name is Gary Vaynerchuk. Now, Gary Vaynerchuk, anybody know his name? Gary V.
Yeah. Yes.
My prayers have been answered. He does not swear as much anymore.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say that.
He was used to swear like hell.
Yeah, every
But
sentence.
now he realizes. Now he's woken up a little bit. He doesn't swear as much anymore. Anybody notice? No more. Not as much as before. Dulu, it was like so difficult to listen to him.
Yeah.
I had to auto mute in my brain. But his book is fantastic. He's got two books, Crush It and Crushing It. These are the really good books before their time. Before people were talking about Facebook ads, before people were talking about LinkedIn, he was talking about it first. So I don't understand. He is such a normal looking person, but he's such a visionary. So weird. So when Rizal said, clean up your LinkedIn, I cleaned up my LinkedIn in 2015. And then I got three things. Of course, a lot of things, but three solid things, three opportunities. Number one is I got a call from Cambodia in 2017. And they said, we like what you have on your profile. Would you like to come and train with us? So it was a training company in Cambodia, training provider. I went there. I did the PLF program there, Professional Learning Facilitator. We created the first batch of 30 Cambodian PLFs. Then I ran LEAP, the leadership program there. And based on that assessment of those two programs, they say they like me so much. They say, come again. Until they said, we like you so much, we would like you to be a partner in the company. So I became a partner. I own 20% of the company. I don't get paid unless I run programs. I don't get paid. But I help manage the L&D team. We run for projects. Over there, we don't do training programs. We do a lot more behavior change projects. All started from LinkedIn. Number two, Yes.
When you say clean up your LinkedIn, what does that mean, clean up?
Well, I added on an identity statement. I added on my 300-word summary, profile, bio.
Okay.
I got recommendations from my LinkedIn, from my Accenture friends. So that's what I mean by clean up. Sorry if that didn't express well. So I started posting more.
LinkedIn has your profile is not complete. They will actually encourage you to fill it up, etc., etc. So I think that's what.
Okay. So I didn't realize how important it was until I started looking at other trainers' profiles. Have you seen trainers with profiles where their spelling of their name is lowercase all?
Yes.
And it's not even done out of, funky just to be different. No, it's just they didn't care, because you can tell their background, the photo is not there. The masthead, there's no picture. There is no information in what they do. So one of the reasons I cleaned it up, of course, Rizal kept reminding me, but I can't remember, it was a recruiter or HR person, a millennial HR person. He said to me, no, I'm lying. He said to someone else, and that person relayed it to me. And the message was this: if I cannot find you online, therefore you do not exist. Yep. Okay, that's scary though. That's scary because it means that somebody else could have become a partner in that Cambodian company instead of me. And all I did was clean it up. Okay, the other thing I got was this. I got an award from India. It's a very long award. I don't know how India does it. A very long award. The Panjang, it has the whole profile there. The whole 300 word. It's right there. It's all there. That's the 300 word bio right there. When did I get this? 2017. Yeah, 15 February 2017. So actually, technically, I got this first, then I got Cambodia. And then I got another program where I did, I got Johnson & Johnson's as a client. And after that, it things just kept coming, just kept coming. So, okay, not showing off, I'm showing you potential, what you can potentially get if you focus on LinkedIn. I get actually about a balanced amount of business from Facebook and LinkedIn as well. LinkedIn, I get more, direct connections with clients. Facebook, I get recommendations. Hey, Nazrin, my training manager is looking for, are you interested or not? I can introduce you. Okay. So on Facebook, it's more genuineness, genuine friends that help out. With LinkedIn, it is more direct, very professional. Hello, I was looking at your profile on LinkedIn, and I think we have something that we can collaborate on, blah, 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 blah. In many cases, they're trying to sell you something, but sometimes it works quite well. Okay, Anita, you have a question.
Do you have the paid version or the free version?
I am cheap, Anita.
I know, that's why I asked you this question.
So the answer is no, I don't have the paid version. Right. I have the cheap version.
Because sometimes, they will say, if you want more, then you, so it will make the difference for the job and things like that.
Oh, no, okay. If you are a job seeker, yes. Okay, if you're a job seeker, yes. But if you're not a job seeker, if you're a freelance trainer, if you are a self-employed, then you actually use the power of networking. You get your friends on LinkedIn. Can I tag you on my articles? Can I tag you on my posting? If they say yes, you tag lah ramai-ramai. Because when you tag, their friends see your article, their friends see your posting. Yeah?
Oh.
That's how it works.
I am friends with this cohort. Can I tag you all?
She asked the question already.
Yeah.
Okay, Gina, Gina, they're going to ask you the same question.
Of course. Of course.
Okay. Yes. So where LinkedIn is concerned, there is a concept called podding, LinkedIn pods. LinkedIn pods started out about 4 or 5 years ago. The concept is if we all come together as a group and then we like and share each other's postings out of sheer duty, wajib, everybody must do that every day for everyone. And then what happens is your what's the word? Your visibility goes up because you're helping each other. Okay, so every time you tag your friend, you get access, you expose them to your network and you get access to their network. So the more people inside your pod, is a pod of people, the more people you have inside your pod, the bigger your visibility will become. Okay, so it's an artificial way to raise your visibility.
What if we we respond, let's say they write something and then we respond as a comment? Is that considered as tag? We write their name on it?
No, when you comment, the LinkedIn algorithm will see that, oh, people are commenting, people are liking, but it doesn't expose them to your network.
Even if we tag their name?
Tag, yes.
No, like
But if
when
you,
Claire said you in the comment, you put their name.
Alias, and then it come out. I always do.
Does that, yeah.
No. If they tag you, so I write the article, I write the posting, I tag Claire. I get access to Claire's network.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I must
okay.
tag the other person. If you comment and you tag, no difference because you did not write the article, you did not write the posting.
No wonder my friends
Ah.
tag me also a lot. Okay, now
Okay, so now we all go and tag. I want
tag each other.
Go tag.
Put your FB and LinkedIn link here. I will connect with you.
Put inside the WhatsApp group lah. This one until when I finish the meeting, it all disappears.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So LinkedIn tips, and this is from our friend Rajuna Abdul Rahim. I was in a LinkedIn pod with her, and wait, no, she was from a previous breakaway. She's not from my pod. She was from a previous breakaway, the one immediately behind you, and she contributed this. So she actually contributed this whole slide to this breakaway. So you want to thank her. Okay. When you do this, do not use more than 6 hashtags. In fact, the recommended is 4. The more you use, the more you actually the less exposure you get. 3 to 6 is enough. Okay, hashtag like leadership communication, training, okay, stuff like that. Check your social selling index at this link. Okay, so I'm going to share with you mine. Mine has actually dropped quite a bit since I stopped being part of the pod. Okay, so I'm going to share screen and I'll show you. This is my ranking right now. It has actually dropped. It used to be 1%, top 1% in SSI rank, top 1% in network rank. What is SSI? It stands for Social Selling Index. It basically means how influential are you to your network. Does your network read what you write? Does your network go all out to check out what you visit you, comment or things like that? So
mana nak cari ni?
nantilah dalam link tu nantilah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so let me put the link into the chat. But if I do that, you'll start going there. So please don't go there yet. That's why I don't put yet. Okay. So let me explain to you first. All right. So what am I sharing? I'm sharing this. Yeah. There are 4 components to the score. The orange one is establish your personal professional brand. So how do you do this? Click on this. Complete your profile with the customer in mind. Become a thought leader by publishing meaningful posts. The more you publish thought leadership articles, the higher your rank. So rank means top 1%. The last few months, I was just posting backwards and forwards until I ran out of time. I had a lot of other things to do, so I stopped. And when I stopped, jatuh from 1% to 3% and 6%. Find the right people means you need to constantly connect with people. So you go and find better prospects using efficient search and research tools. Usually what I just do is I go to LinkedIn. Okay, so like this. I go to LinkedIn, and this is what Rajuna taught me. Oh, sorry. Resume share. Okay, so we go up here, my network, go to network. Okay, and then under network, you go connections, click on connections. And then you will get all of the people who are connected. Search with filters. Okay, so when you search with filters, you get first. You don't want to see first. Click this, unclick that, and click the second and third. Show results. What is second and third? I am friends with Claire. So Claire is considered my first connection. You know, like first cousin, second cousin, third cousin, like that. So Claire is my first connection. Then Anita is friends with Claire, but not friends with me. But I can still see that she is my second connection. We have not connected. So here, when I click, when I search for second and third, now I'm accessing all of your friends and all of their friends. So sit down and every day click connect to about 100 people and just keep going and just keep going 3, 4.
Number,
But
right?
choose people. I share jewelry making skill to more than 5,000 students for 5 years. Okay, nothing to do with me. Sorry, tak nak. Not that I don't like her, she's not pretty or anything, but nothing to do with my field, my bidang. Okay. Site as my associate at corporate development. Hey, okay, jom kita kawan dengan dia. Okay, fresh graduate, no thank you. Open for opportunity, sorry, no job for you. Looking for research, no thank you. Consultant, oh, Michael Page. No, oh, sales tak nak. R&D in chemistry and biochemistry, no thank you. So we keep going lah. Master Kumaravel, master kau. Independent IT consultant, entrepreneur. I don't understand what you're talking about. Never mind.
Oh, no, my friend.
Oh, must be follow, can. Okay, any friend of Claire I must follow. All right. So do you see the process?
Right.
Okay, so connections, remove first, you go second and third, and just keep going. Claire, you don't tell him I made that joke. Mati aku. Okay. All right. So the link is in the chat. Click on it now and tell us what your score is. If you don't want to tell, that's okay. Don't tell us. So you'll see your score, your current score. Best to get 76%. If you get 76%, you actually get 100% exposure. That's what it means. So now my exposure is down to 70%, which is underneath 76. I'm getting like 50%. Yeah, there's so anybody want to share with us? No? Tak apa, we move on. Okay, so if you check like every week, you'll notice the number going up or down, depending on how much you post, how many people you connect with. Sorry, there was a question. Wow, Gina, not bad, 63. Another 10 to go. You just keep posting. I think because you've been posting a lot. Just keep posting, you get to 76, then just maintain there saja.
Actually, I slowed down already. So maybe it could have been higher last month.
Yeah, mine was high, but then I stopped. Gina, you were in the same pot, kan, with me?
No.
No, we're not the same pot.
So I don't understand this. So it's like I see you tagging each other, and I was like, oh, so I felt like an outsider lah, kan?
Wow, this is
like,
look at this. Gina
group,
is so hungry.
Group.
Gina is so hungry. Dia berani buat, just buat saja. Not bad.
I just bought. Journal actually was a challenge to myself. When MCOs, FMCO started, I just said, okay.
Yeah, but you were posting about food every day.
Oh no, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, I don't talk about work one. LinkedIn only I post, and also my page only I post.
But you're talking about food lah on Facebook, kan?
Yeah.
Okay. So don't have to tell us your score. You can try and raise that. Number 3 is use PDF slideshows, which I started using, and I got a lot more. What's the word? I got a lot more interest. People started getting interested. So what is a PDF? Let me share my screen again, and I show you. Okay, LinkedIn. So if we go here, and we go to my profile, let's see, what's the post? See all activity. I keep forgetting where it is. Okay, post.
If I'm
so I haven't posted.
If I'm in LinkedIn, if I don't go through the link that you give, where do I find the SSI thing?
You don't. It's not very well known. It's not very well known. So you have to bookmark it, please.
Okay.
Bookmark.
Okay, you can only open on certain web browser, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's the thing.
So
yeah, I cannot book out on Chrome.
No, mine is on Chrome.
Maybe not updated lah though.
I am on Chrome. Okay. So this is an ebook that Wendy and I worked on together. And you look, you can actually read the ebook from here. So what you do is when you upload a PDF, okay, it turns itself into a slideshow. Yeah, and instead of just putting in Facebook to get the slideshow function, you have to pay for the ads. But here you get it free. Right? And she
So
did
was it,
really well.
sorry, was it a PowerPoint and then you change to PDF?
No, it's a PDF. This is an ebook.
Mm.
What was
This
the
is an
source?
ebook.
Sorry,
Sorry?
how do you create? What was the source of the document? I mean, how do you create it?
Well, Wendy has a team
What?
of graphic designers who did this.
Ah,
Okay, but as we scroll down, you see Nazrin punya. This was a PowerPoint slide deck that I turned into a PDF.
Hey, good tip. Thank you.
Yeah. So this gets a lot more engagement than the normal ones. Okay, so I started doing this now. And then I discovered when I do it like this, it's difficult to read because it's wide. When I posted the ebook, then I realized, alamak, I should have done it square. So for future reference, I'm going to do it square. Here, you see, it's difficult to read, right? Because A4 size difficult to read. But if it was square size, what's the word? Nisbah, what is it? If it's
Segi
square,
empat sama.
segi empat sama, then it's easy to post, easy to read. And people enjoy because it's interactive. People enjoy seeing this. Cool? Okay, questions? All right.
My index 60 saja.
Itu quite high tau. That's actually quite high. There were people who started at 20.
Saya tak boleh jumpa saya punya index.
Tak boleh jumpa. Okay. Okay, next. I discovered this. I didn't know this until Rajuna told me. Do not put links into the post. LinkedIn does not like it. It feels like you're trying to get people to leave the site. Okay, LinkedIn, people don't tak lepak on LinkedIn. You put in a link, that means they take you somewhere else. So what you do is you post first, and then nakal about 10 minutes later, then you edit it in. LinkedIn will not notice, apparently. Question? Okay, next.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, this is not me though. This is Rajuna punya tips. Now, what Rajuna says, which makes sense to me, I see a lot of influencers doing this. Use up all the characters in the post. Because when you do that, LinkedIn assumes that you have put in a lot of effort and they will expose your post to a lot more people. Whether they read or not, but they will see your name keep passing by their newsfeed every day. So if you write like 5-10 words or you put a picture saja, you will not get as much exposure. The keyword exposure. People, when important people scroll past their LinkedIn, they keep seeing your name, even though they don't read your articles, even though they don't read your posting. So what you really want is eyeball lah. People get used to seeing your name again and again and again. And here's one thing I have not started doing. Create a 60-second video that you upload to LinkedIn. 60 seconds and below. No more than 60 seconds. So if you malas to write articles, create a video. You malas to create video, do a PDF slideshow. So one of these three things. But if you write 1,300 characters. If you do PDFs, make sure it's colorful, it's easy to read. If you make a video, 60 seconds and below. Questions?
What does native mean, Nazrin?
Native means it's not linked to YouTube. You upload into LinkedIn.
Okay.
That's what it means by native. Because if you put a YouTube video, LinkedIn does not expose you as much.
I have a question.
When I write my article, I write it on my website.
Yes.
Yeah. And on LinkedIn and on Facebook, I will put a link to my website, the URL. Because I'm malas, right? Just share the link everywhere. Also, but also because on my website, I got Google Analytics. So I know, I know how many people are reading the article. Are you saying that it's better to just copy and paste the whole text of the article into a LinkedIn LinkedIn as a post?
Well, if
Or-
you're doing articles, then put in a
What?
LinkedIn article lah.
Oh,
You know that
just
LinkedIn can,
recreate one. Then that means I dilute. Yeah.
that
That
means you
means I
what?
will dilute my visitors to the website. Huh? I will dilute the number of visitors to the website.
Yes, but you increase your exposure on LinkedIn. People go to your website only
more work,
once
yeah.
for one article. But
Mm,
LinkedIn will constantly keep showing that post again and again. When people comment on it, it will come back up again.
okay. Yeah. All right.
Cool.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay. Now, just like Facebook, which has a profile, it has a page. You can create your company profile on LinkedIn. Does anybody know how to do this? No?
No, no.
All right. So follow me. Mana? There, Gina's done it already. So Gina can show us. Gina?
I forgot how.
Okay, so on your LinkedIn, look at this 9 buttons here. It says work. Click on work. Okay. And then create a company page. It's right there. It's right there. Click on that. Small business, medium to large, showcase page, or educational institution. You choose. Okay, fewer than 200 employees. Yes, me, fewer than 200 employees. And then you
Just
go.
me, myself, and I.
Yes, you
Voila.
yourself and you. But you know what happens when you create your company page? When you identify where you're working, you can actually have your own logo right there. So when you click on this NSYNC Learning, I'm seeing this as view as member, sorry. So NSYNC Learning punya page. Oh, cool. They now have a okay, I need to replace this because dah lama tak buat. And I don't market market my company anymore, but now they have a masthead. So now I have to change it. Dulu dia tak ada macam ni.
Well, it also shows how many person works there, employees, some of those.
2 employees. But the reason I did that was because I wanted this to appear here. Because why, you see, okay, tengok Accenture. But the company I used to work for, Tactics Asia, tak ada logo because they don't have a presence online. They don't have a presence on LinkedIn. And then this fake university I got my master's at pun tak ada logo kat situ. This was an long time ago. But it still works. Motec accepts now that degree, weirdly. Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture accepts it. Okay, so see, look, Sabrine, we got this. But I don't have this because it's a not very well-known certification, and they did not build a page. Otherwise, all this ada take charge pun tak ada.
So Nazreen,
Yes.
if my brand is a personal brand, like the ones that the one that I just did, so the you impact thing is something that I just created now with the assignment. So I was trying to take things seriously to create my brand, but it's not a company. So can I still make a page for that and so on? Because it's not a company anyways.
You can. I don't think there's anything legal or illegal about it. So you can try. You can try. I will not be one to say heck can or cannot. But if you want that logo to be there, then you create. Well, wait. Create a company page. You can have education institution or showcase page. Showcase page then. You can do a showcase page.
Okay.
There you can have your logo there.
Okay.
So it is still possible. Okay, so happy creating company profile, guys. And get people to comment within the first 2 hours. Cool. All right. So let's speed up a little bit. Number 1, we have this photo just to remind you. Go and make sure that you have a good. See, my score is still 68. I need to replace that photo. But I'm being honest. So authenticity lah. Okay, questions on the photo? We've covered that. Let's move on. Micro videos. I myself don't have a lot of micro videos, so it's like a crab teaching you to walk straight. But I don't want to miss the opportunity to tell you that this can be quite good to help you market yourself. So TikTok, Instagram stories, Instagram TV, YouTube Shorts, Facebook stories, WhatsApp. Did you know that WhatsApp has videos also? So WhatsApp stories, LinkedIn, LinkedIn Live. So leverage off of micro videos. What are micro videos? They are portrait and short videos, usually under between 15 to 45 seconds. Anything above 45 seconds, people don't watch unless you are really, really good looking and you have something really, really important to say. Simon Sinek, people will watch for 3 minutes. Nazrin, not so much. So start thinking about micro videos. Questions?
What is a WhatsApp stories?
WhatsApp stories is a micro video. So if you go to your WhatsApp, where in the world
Click
is
to
it?
the right.
Under
The
status.
status, is it? Is it
Yeah,
status?
under status. Yeah, it's under status. So tap to add status update. You
Okay.
can record a video. You can take a photo.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on. And this one, I recently started doing this year, so I don't want to wait until I'm expert to tell you this. I say this is fantastic. You find a friend, preferably someone who's more famous than you, and say, hey, would you like to do a webinar together? I will set up everything, my Zoom account, I create poster apa semua, you just come and we talk together. And I've gotten quite a lot of engagement because I've been sharing with people. And Wendy is someone I've been working with on. We did a random webinar together, and then we did an ebook together. Now we're working on other projects. So when you can actually, partner with people to co-brand, I recommend you do so. It is so much easier now than it was before. Dulu nak kena sewa hotel lah, invite people lah, apa semua. Now if people don't turn up, also no cost to you. Nothing. Right? Questions? Ask me now. All right, no questions? Last but not
questions per
least,
se, just
Okay.
daunting to me lah.
huh?
Very daunting, Arasa, looking at this.
Partner
You
with
have to
Claire
be-
lah.
Huh?
Partner with Claire lah. CK kat sini.
Alright.
Come.
Partner
Do,
dengan
do.
Gina. Partner dengan
Yeah, let's
Dr.
do.
Anwar.
Mm.
Just do je.
Just
Nobody
do,
turns up, so
just do.
never mind. Okay,
We all
here's,
take over. We all rotate.
here's the best part about webinars. If nobody turns up, no matter. You keep the recording, you upload to YouTube, and then it becomes a permanent record that you can constantly share with your clients. There's no lose. It's all win. There is no lose with this. So it's not daunting when you do it with friends. In fact, okay, so piece of history, that poster on the left, how we got started with online facilitation, was the one that really got the first VLC cycle started. A lot of the people who attended that, Fina attended this one, I think. A lot of people who attended this webinar, 150 people ke? Tak sampai lah, because my Zoom could only fit 100. So we had almost 100 people. And that we got participants from Singapore for the second and third VLCs, all from that very first webinar. So you never know. Try, do. Why not? Okay. Okay. This one is a bit outdated, but I'm going to share with you anyway. Website, hosting, and email address. Why? Because people want to see that you have your social media, but social media postings disappear after a while. So you need to have a permanent space that they can visit. And for me, that's my website. Okay. So your website will have your colors, will have the images, will have the wordings that's consistent with your branding. It has most of your important aspects visualized. So if you look at mine is very colorful, and I love Lego. And I love to use the concept of Lego in my courses, especially in terms of the modularity, the building. I use connect, inform, convince, instruct everywhere. So because I was a journalist and I learned copywriting, I cannot get enough of it. I will make sure that my website, everything I write, will have something that builds rapport, something that informs, something that gives them a what's in it for me, and actual instructions what to do. Okay, so you say that explore 28 high impact workshops built from 100 unique models that help you survive and thrive in the workplace. I'm not saying we have 28. I say no, you explore. And I use think, perform, connect, lead. These are kata fi'il amar, kata suruhan. What is the word in English? Imperative wording. Right, Z? Is that right? Imperative wording. To tell people to do things. And without them realizing it, we brainwash them, we hypnotize them to want to do something. Integrate your site and your program. So whatever you teach, you have on your site. If you look at my website there, amongst the links at the top there is articles. So I write articles, just like Gina writes articles, I post it on Facebook and then I copy onto, sometimes I edit and I copy onto the website itself in the blog form. So before I started doing virtual programs, I would tell my clients that, okay, there is reading material for your participants. After we finish the course, I give them a link to a list of articles that is relevant for them to learn. So always post articles. And then if you need a website builder, you've got Google Sites, Blogger, GoDaddy, Wix.com, semua adalah. It is so much easy nowadays. You breathe saja, the website is ready. Okay, questions? Yes. I got a cough. Nope. Okay. Now let me surprise you with something, right? If you don't want to work with training providers, you can use this website called Easy Spark. It was set up by my friend. His name is Francesco Argento. He's from Italy. And what it is a website that uses artificial intelligence to match you to a client. So a client will go to the website and they will put in what type of training they want. You will get an email if the AI matches to you. So what happens is that they are a virtual learning provider and they allow you to price your programs directly to the client. The artificial intelligence matches the client to you and you pay them 30%, you get 70% of the fee. Terbalik from when you use a training provider, usually they take 70%, you take 30%. Okay, the meetings are done between you and the client. Easy Spark only introduces you, virtually introduces you. So if you really don't want to work through training providers, then Easy Spark is one option there. Okay, questions for Easy Spark? No questions?
Who builds the customer?
You build the customer.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So if the customer is claiming from HRDF, then you need to have the HRDF thingy, no? Yeah.
That is correct. Okay. So at the same time, there's one more that I can introduce you to. It's called the Learning Matchmaker. How many people have heard of this one? Nobody? Okay.
I think my training manager uses this.
Okay. So Easy Spark uses artificial intelligence. The Learning Matchmaker uses human connection. So what Easy Spark does, Learning Matchmaker also does. Okay. It serves as a proxy marketer, also allows you to price your programs, but the matching is done manually with a person in between. And they take 30%. Now that means the client pays to you, and then, oh, I'm sorry, Gina, I apologize. My mistake. I think I gave you a wrong answer. In Easy Spark is the one that bills the client.
Oh, okay. All right.
They keep 30%, they keep all the money in escrow. Okay. A third party holds it. Macam Shopee lah, a third party holds it. And then when the client is satisfied, you've delivered the job, then 30% goes to Easy Spark, 70% goes to you.
Okay.
Learning Matchmaker is the other way around. You bill the client. And when the client pays you, then you pay Learning Matchmaker.
Okay. All right.
That's scary, right? That's scary because it seems like the TLMM trusts you. So the idea is actually they do. And they're very picky about who they work with. So you have to sign a contract with them. And when they introduce you, they match you to a client. The client pays you, and then you pay matchmaker 30%. If the client wants HRDF claimability, they have a sister company that you can use, okay, free of charge if it is their client. But if it is your client, they charge you 15%.
Okay.
Make sense? Okay.
Nazreen,
Yes.
can you show the slide, the previous slide again, one more time,
Okay.
please?
You want to see Easy Spark? Here you go.
Yes, please. Okay.
Would
I
they
have a
both
I have a profile in Easy Spark. I
Yes.
never did anything in there
Oh, you
because I
have
didn't
to.
really understand the system. So
Okay.
Thank
So number
you.
one, all of your courses you need to put into Easy Spark, not just your profile. The
Okay.
AI doesn't match it to your profile. AI matches it to your courses.
Okay.
any
So you have to
criteria we
update your
need to
courses.
fulfill to become a
Sorry?
trainer?
Sorry.
What criteria do we have to fulfill or fit to be included in this?
Go and sign up.
Itu sajalah.
Itu saja.
Dia tak ada
That's it.
kata, oh, you need to have this special unique thing, or you have the would
No.
they? No, tak ada.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So
Mhm,
Easy Spark and Learning Matchmaker are similar in that they are the same, except one is AI and one is a person who actually built long-standing relationship with their clients. Okay, and again, HRDF license use with admin fee if it is your client, but if it is their client, it's free of charge. I confirmed last night. I was speaking to TLMM last night. I confirmed that.
So they are local lah.
They are local. Okay, I'll tell you right now. They are the ones who got me the 64K job. They are the ones who looked at it like, that's too little. You can do 64K. I'm like, what? So
Nazreen,
they don't do Kuchi bread HRDF stuff. It's usually they build networks that are quite strong at leadership levels.
Nazreen, just a
Yes.
question. Can you explain that line? HRDF license used with admin fee. What does it actually mean?
It means
So
that if
advisor-
the client that they match you to wants to claim HRDF,
Okay,
you know what HRDF is, right?
of course.
Okay, no, just checking.
Okay.
So if they want to claim HRDF and you don't have a training provider company, they
Uh-huh.
do.
Oh.
So you can use their training provider company, and then they charge you an admin fee of 15%. But if it's your client, if it is
I
their
see.
client, then they settle everything for you, free of
Okay.
charge.
Got it. Thanks,
Yep.
Nazreen.
Okay. All right. So we close the night tonight. Your assignment is write a thought leadership status update. And Gina, I want a new one. I don't want an old one. Okay. This is the
Okay.
syarat. The article must be minimum 300 words long. You submit a copy of the article and the link in Google Classroom. I'm going to add on one more. Tag me in it, please. So it's easier for me to find. Tag me in it. I'm not going to teach you how to write a thought leadership article. There's a lot online that you can learn from. If you want, I can find those tutorials. I'll put it into the WhatsApp group. But basically, I've given you the concept is write something that is helpful for people, not something that people want to learn as knowledge. Give them tips and tricks. Give them things that they can use immediately. Okay. What questions do you have? Okay.
Only on thought leadership, is it? Nazreen? Only on thought leadership.
Yes, no sharing of your gambar pokok kelapa belakang rumah, your cicak mati lah, a cat came today lah, unless okay, you learn something from the cat. A cat came today and asked for food, and I almost turned it away, but I decided to give food to it, and the cat was so grateful. And then I realized this is how we treat our employees, right? We expect them to, and then you make up your story.
Okay, Gina,
Whatever
we
it
can
is.
do the Liverpool story.
Oh my God.
Just to irk him. Just to
You will
irk
fail
him.
us.
Well, let's see how much you get. Let's see how much grade you get. Okay, it is late, guys. So let's close it up tonight. Last
Yes.
questions, please ask me now.
Thank you.
If not, we'll see you on Friday night for our very last class.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your patience. We
Have
will
a
see
good
you soon.
evening. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi
Good
everyone.
night, everyone.
Good night.